You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible.
Folks, it has been 6 days since Andrew Brown, since he was shot and killed here in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. You see, we were at the spot where he was shot and killed. You see, what they have done is they've actually placed these candles out here where it says Drew. This is his home right here. Folks, the answers are still not forthcoming as to exactly what is going on, what caused the sheriff's deputies to shoot and kill Andrew Brown Jr. No one knows yet, and we're still trying to figure that out. Here's the fundamental problem. The county, the district attorney, the sheriffs, they still are not talking with anyone. They still are not communicating with the family. Today, there was a news conference here in Elizabeth City. In this particular news conference, where the attorneys for the family, they talked about the independent autopsy that was conducted on behalf of the family and laid those results out. But still, folks, we have not heard from the district attorney. We don't even know who's leading this investigation, if an investigation has even started, if the deputy sheriffs, if they have actually been interviewed. Here's a roundup from today's news conference.
We commissioned a private individual autopsy report, postmortem report, because we don't have access to anything that's official. And what our preliminary autopsy report shows is that there were 5 penetrating bullet wounds to the body of Andrew Brown Jr. Now, consistent with what you have probably already heard is that the first initial shots were through the front windshield of the vehicle that he was located in at the time that
Hold on 1 second. They're trying to do surveillance on us.
What you probably heard already, and you heard yesterday when Ms. Lassiter gave her recitation of what she saw on the video yesterday, was that Mr. Brown had his arms up on the steering wheel of the vehicle that he was then located in. And what happened was that there were 4 bullet wounds to his right arm. These bullet wounds, according to the autopsy, were more or less glancing shots. They were not fatal shots. So he was able to back up as these shots were coming into the vehicle. He was able to back up, turn the vehicle around, spin off across a vacant lot, and at that time, he was hit in the back of the head here, and that is the fatal bullet wound that was described in the death certificate as a penetrating bullet wound to the skull. And that was the cause of death, that was the manner of death by gunshot. So we now know, because we have not been able to get any official documentation concerning this shooting, that this, in fact, was a fatal wound to the back of Mr. Brown's head as he was leaving the site, trying to evade being shot at by these particular law enforcement officers who we believe did nothing but a straight-out execution by shooting him in the back of his head as he was trying to get away in a moving vehicle, which no doubt is also against police practice to shoot into a moving vehicle to a person who posed no threat whatsoever to the officers then and there on the scene. So in summary, his death was caused by these officers with a bullet wound to the back of his head that caused him to lose control of that vehicle and crash into a tree. And I think once the video actually comes out, we're going to also find out that there were shots into that vehicle after it crashed into the tree and after he had been hit in the back of the head. The certificate also says that the time of death was within minutes within minutes after this particular gunshot wound to the back of the head.
Folks, if you see exactly what is going on here, again, Henry, go to the drone shot. So, folks, what you're seeing is an overhead shot right now of this scene here, and what you're seeing right here is you can actually see the tire tracks, and so you can see me down here. These are the tire tracks that are right here. Here we come back to me. So, folks, this is what he was describing. Where I'm standing, literally, Andrew Brown Jr. was pointing in at that particular direction right there. Let's actually go back to the drone shot. What you'll see, folks, is you see where the black truck is. The police came down that particular street, and they pulled up where our tent is, where our Roland Martin Unfiltered tent is. And according to the attorney you just saw, that was a tent. Okay, then they parked right there. You can come back to me. Brown was literally in this spot where I am standing in his vehicle then when they came in. And so what then happened was shots began to get fired. What they then did was he tried to run away. Let's go back to the drone shot. What you'll see is you'll see the tire marks. You see the tire marks where he basically backed up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the drone down so you can actually see even more so these particular tire marks to understand exactly what took place. And so you see right here, you can actually see visibly where you have those double tracks right there. Okay, you see those double tracks where he basically spun out in that direction. That's why you see the mud splattered up against the wall. And then, of course, and then he came out. And then what he then did was he drove across the street. So just to give you this particular vantage point, I'm going to do this here. Here you can come back to me. I'm going to spin this drone around so people can actually see from this particular perspective right here. Going to show this here. And so this, let me go pull up here. Okay, it's all good. Just take the drone shot. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spin it around. And so this is the direction right here. You will see. So he's went in this direction right here, and that's the home of Michael Gordon. I got it wrong yesterday, so he told me, he said, you got to get it right. And so basically what Drew did was, and let me just sort of simulate this, folks, for you, if you will, and that is he was basically coming in this direction. He was basically coming in this direction. Then all of a sudden, his car was coming across here. His car is coming across here. They continue to fire the shots. That is the home right there of Mr. Michael Gordon. And then the bullets went into the home there. And then you will see it went right. And then this is where, right here, is where Andrew Brown ended up. His car crashed into that particular tree right there. And, folks, that's when that's exactly where he died. Now, what we also want to show you is this here. There was a police camera. There was a police camera. I'm going to bring this back. Sorry, folks. So we got some cars that are coming. I don't want our drone to get hit. And the drone just got hit. But we'll fix that. Yeah, I know the car was coming. Anthony, you go get the drone. Take care of it. Yeah, literally just got hit. Just got hit there. So here's the deal, folks. So here's what happened. Okay. So here's what happened here. Okay. So here's what happened here. Okay. There's a police camera. There's a police camera. There's a city camera that is sitting up here. There's a city camera that is sitting up here. That city camera captured what took place here. The problem is the sheriff, they now have the camera. We've been trying to get access to that particular video, have not been able to get access to it. We put in a freedom of request form for that video. We put a freedom of request form for that video, have not been able to get the video just yet. So that's what we're doing, okay?
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends, Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.